Sports from the Hoodwood, the internet's premier location for no-nonsense commentary, insight, and opinion on the world of sports. Here now, the man with 100% certified fresh taste, your host, KJ Green.
Down the stretch in the Hoodwood we go. One of the things I absolutely love about being the man who can produce the show and put all the things that I want in is I can put in whatever intro music I want as long as there's a long enough intro bed. I know I said earlier that I was going to have an opinion on further insight about Terrell Owens and his beef with the NFL Hall of Fame, but I've decided, made an executive decision that I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till after the Hall of Fame game and the induction ceremonies and see what Terrell Owens says in Chattanooga, because he's going to have a enshrinement party at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, to celebrate his induction to the Hall of Fame. I want to wait and see what he says about his perceived snub and how he feels that he has always been disrespected by the NFL, and especially the writers, which I think he may have a legitimate beef. But I want to see what he says, even though I think he should have made that beef there in Canton, right there on the stage. But I'm going to hold back further discussion of it. We're going to table it till next week, and we'll see what he says, and we'll discuss it then. So we'll just go ahead and move down the final stretch with the Phat Dap and Head Slap, as well as the final word from the Wood. This week's Phat Dap goes to Stefon Diggs and Todd Gurley for getting paid. And yes, I pop that P because you say paid with a capital P, because you know that NFL contracts are not fully guaranteed. The onus always is on the signing bonus. That's where the guaranteed money is. Stefon Diggs, wideout for the Minnesota Vikings, signed an $81 million contract the other day, and a $40 million signing bonus comes in that $81 million contract. Todd Gurley of the LA running back for the LA Rams just signed a $60 million extension to his contract, and that has a $45 million guaranteed portion of that contract, most of that is signing bonus. Now, Diggs is an impact player for the Vikings, no doubt, and Gurley a top-notch running back for the Rams. To the chagrin of contemporaries like Julio Jones of the Falcons, and Le'Veon Bell of the Steelers, they got their money. But the question is, if Diggs is worth $81 million, and he has yet to have a 100-catch season, something Julio Jones has done multiple times, how much is he worth? And if Todd Gurley is worth $60 million, how much is Bell worth, even though he is a comparable, if not better, running back? Questions to be thought of, questions to ponder. This week's head slap goes to the New York Mets, who have won the head slap for the second time in the program's history. There are multiple winners, I should say. They gave up 25 runs to the Washington Nationals Tuesday night. They gave up 25 runs, not in the series, not in their meetings. 25 runs in one game. 25 runs. That's the most runs given up in a game since the Texas Rangers hung 30 on the Baltimore Orioles in 2007. The Nationals scored in every inning, multiple times in every inning, with exceptions of the 7th and 8th. They started with a 7-run first and never looked back. It got so bad that the New York Mets had to recruit Jose Reyes, normally a light-hit veteran utility infielder, to pitch the 8th. What did Jose Reyes do? He only gave up 6 runs, all of them earned, including 2 long ball homers. I don't think Jose Reyes is going to be pitching anytime soon. And even funnier was that Sean Kelly of the Nationals, with a 24-run lead, gave up 3 runs in the 9th, and then had a temper tantrum on the mound, prompting his outright release. temper tantrums with a 24-run lead, multiple head slaps to the New York Mets and to Sean Kelly of the Washington Nationals for just shaming themselves in the nation's capital. And now we'll go to the final word from the Wood. Now, I remember where I was the first time I heard about LeBron James. I was working at a local pizza shop in Cincinnati, and I had a coworker who was from Northern Ohio, actually the Akron area, talk all the time about this phenom basketball player that he had saw by the name of LeBron James. Keep that name in mind, LeBron James. He's going to be a superstar. I heard the name and I kind of rolled my eyes and yeah, I've heard a lot of hype about this phenom and that phenom, and it never panned out. Now, upon hearing he was only 15 and still a couple years from college, I kind of waved it off as just talking hype. But then the next summer, I actually saw him play at a basketball camp. And I asked a friend of mine who was a coach if he had been actively recruiting him for his team. And after seeing this player school players his own age and hold his own, if not dominate, college-age players. When I asked this coach that, I got a snort and the remark, but, quote, this guy won't be seeing any college campus as a student athlete. He's going straight to the league. Now, this coach's prediction did prove prescient, as LeBron James was the first pick of the 2003 NBA draft. Now, the chronicles of LeBron starting in Cleveland, then going to Miami, winning 2 titles there before coming back to Cleveland and winning a title for his hometown team is well known and well chronicled. It's also well chronicled of his many successful business and philanthropic endeavors. One of his endeavors is a newly opened school. You may have heard about it. It's called the I Promise School in his hometown of Akron. He has donated an upwards of $40 million of his own money to get this school started. This isn't a charter school or private school. This is a public school in the Akron area. And I've read some things about it, looked up the website. It is an absolutely amazing school. I mean, the kids are going to be there 8 hours a day, which is longer than a normal school day. They make sure that these kids have breakfast and lunch as well as a late day snack so that their focus is on their schooling and their education. LeBron James has worked extensively with this school developer to create a vision of a school and bring it to fruition, which is more than some of these other so-called educators. Dr. Umar Johnson, I'm talking to you, who have talked big about opening schools, but that's all there is talk. Now, it sounds like LeBron is doing a lot more than just shutting up and dribbling. Huh? Laura Ingraham? Hello? Miss Ingraham? Yes, I'm taking a pot shot at the Fox News commentator, because in this day and age of the so-called spoiled, self-absorbed athlete, LeBron James is going clearly against type. He's married, family man. And critics like Ingraham and Deneen Borelli of CRTV, yeah, I'm pointing at you too. They would rather players be quiet and compliant, like Dak Prescott, who is saying nothing about the protests and will toe the line, as Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has demanded, until the NFL told him to shut his mouth. But critics like Ingraham and Deneen Borelli would rather players be like Dak Prescott and shut up and just play ball. Or if they're going to give money and time, that the only thing that they do is what they do is sign the check and not be outspoken. Critics like this are clueless. It seems they see James as a spoiled athlete who have made tons of money and should just be quiet. And if they do, say little that offends their precious sensibilities. No, I disagree with that. No matter where LeBron James goes, he has always given back to his hometown. He's never forgotten where he's at. Players like James are needed. We need outspoken, vocal people like this. I mean, there was a time where players like Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Jim Brown were at the forefront, speaking loudly about things that were affecting their community and also putting their money where their mouth is. LeBron James is part of that new breed, but with those old school sensibilities that are not afraid to put the feet to the fire and their money where their mouth is. He gets it, and he has never forgotten or abandoned where he came from. That in itself is a good thing. And that's the final word from Wood. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with the music coming up in the background, you know what that means. That means your time in the Hoodwood is just about up. Thank you so much for your patronage and coming by to see me this week. Now, if you want to send me an email, my email box is always open for your thoughts, ideas, topics, show topics, praise, and criticism. Drop me a line. It's kjgreen@blackbanditproductions.com. I read every email you send me, and I try to respond to all of them. Now, you can catch the podcast every week on a number of outlets. I'm on Facebook at Black Bandit Productions and Enterprises. I'm on Spreaker as well. I'm also on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. That's Sports from the Hoodwood. And I'm also on Twitter and Google. Twitter, my handle is KJGreen20. Drop me a line. I'll respond to you as quick as I can. So that's it. That's that. So until next week from the Hoodwood, fellow sports fans, I'm KJ Green, 30.
Sports from the Hoodwood
is a Black Bandit Productions and Enterprises presentation
of a 551 audio and films production.